My CDI came in and I just got it about 10 minutes ago. So we'll go ahead and put this in. We'll see if this will do anything for the bike or not. I kind of got a little down feeling about it because after I went to order this, well, when I went to order this, I took my old CDI out of my bike and I noticed that it did not have the OEM CDI in it. And I'm thinking I might be chasing the same trail as somebody else. So I'm not 100% confident this one's going to fix it. This is only a $20 part from Amazon, but it's a Caltric, which, you know, I've had pretty good luck with that brand before. So I thought I'd try it. And if it doesn't work, well, I may have to go a different avenue. I'm going to probably go one or two ways. I'll probably either order up an OEM, a used OEM CDI, or I'll go down and dig into the trigger coil and see if there might be a problem with that. So today in this video we're going to go ahead and replace the CDI and we're going to see what happens. Hopefully it's a positive outcome out of this. Even if they replace the CDI, there are so many of these CDIs available, cheap ones, so maybe they got a bad one. Who knows? This one's got pretty good reviews, so we'll see how it does in comparison. Now, see, the difference I can see in this one so far already is it's got these little brass inserts that stop you from crushing the plastic. The one that I took out of here did not have that. Not that it makes a big difference, but the OEM one has those in it. And this does feel like a pretty good quality unit. I don't know, but we'll try it out. Let's go ahead and replace it. It's going to be a pretty easy job. I think it's only got one screw and a couple of connectors. Not a big deal. As I was saying, this doesn't have the inserts on these bolts. Not that it matters a lot, but it just looks not as quality as this one. I don't know if there's a big difference or not. This one's kind of rough finish. This is smooth. Looks like the same dimensions, pretty much the same looks. Everything else looks about the same. So let's go ahead and put this one in. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully something good will come out of this. Alright. And we'll drop that down in. Put our screw in it. Okay. Hook my battery tender wire back up. As you can see, everything's just as I left it. I got the air filter box off of it. I've got the tank just loosely put on. I'm going to set it on prime. We'll turn it on. Make sure my plug wires are put in. I don't remember taking them off. And we'll try it out. Woo! Well, that sounds better. The idle's kind of high. Let me open the door. Maybe adjust the idle down a little bit. Sounds like the idle's hanging a little bit. I'm gonna have to adjust the air fuel mixture screw. For some reason, this regulator rectifier was smoking. I don't know if it's just getting hot and it's melting something behind it, or we got a defective regulator rectifier. I don't know what that is up there. Well, if this holds it in or not, I guess it does. Yeah, it's got a burnt spot. Well, how about that? We got another part we got to buy. The regulator burnt out. So if this shorts out, I don't know if that could have shorted out the CDI and burned it up. But this regulator rectifier is probably going to have to be replaced. Well, it is going to have to be replaced because it's defective. And we'll have to come back. Once I get that in, we'll pick back up. At least I know it starts anyway. Look inside of that. See how that's all melted. So this is definitely shot. I'm not sure what happened first, if it was the CDI or this. I would imagine this went out and then it probably backfed or something, some kind of shorted out, and it caused a problem with the CDI and ended up burning it out. It is my guess. So before we do any more running with the bike, we're going to replace this. Yeah, you can see a little more carnage in there now. Boy, that is just all melted inside of there. Look at that. So this is definitely shot. So all right, I'll order another one and I'll get back with you. My voltage regulator rectifier came in, so now it's time to open it up because I just got it in the mail or Amazon. And we'll make sure it's the right one. Looks like it's a different color. It's gray instead of black. I don't think that really matters. But it looks the same. All right, I got my meter set up and I got it set on ohms. And we're going to check how many ohms that the stator has going through it. And the bottom 3 white wires are for the stator. The top 2, I believe, are for the battery. And according to the book, this is supposed to have 0.19 to 0.29 ohms. Okay, this is showing 0.5, 0.4. But even at 0.4, we have to see what the resistance is through the leads. Sometimes it's off a little bit because of that. Kind of hard to hold this steady. .2. So this is actually about 0.2 ohms, so that's good. So as long as this is showing 0.5 or something like that, I think we're good. Yeah, 0.5, 0.4, both of those are good. Okay, I think we're good. Make sure that this ground is good. Let me go ahead and hook the plug up. Well, let me get this other bolt in it. That way it'll kind of help guide it. Alright, so now it ought to be pretty close. Alright, so now I think we're ready to try it. Alright, let's go ahead and try it. I've got my clamps. This isn't plugged in from my battery tender. I just got it clamped onto my leads from my meter. It's showing 12.92 volts on this battery because I just taken the charger off of it, so it's fully charged. But I'm going to keep an eye on that and make sure it's not overcharging with this new regulator rectifier. So let me turn it on. All right, let's go ahead and try to start it. Put the choke all the way down. Let's try it. Yeah, it's showing proper voltage there. 14 volts is good. Let me rev it up. It shouldn't be going over like 14.2 or 14.3. Yeah, that's showing good charging voltage. Taking throttle really good, but it takes a while to come back down to idle. Had to leave the door open, had a little bit of exhaust fumes in here. Well, we know that it starts and runs. Got most of the bugs worked out of it now. It seems like it's charging correctly. It's doing good. It needs a little bit of minor adjustment on the tune, but I'm happy that the gas is flowing like it's supposed to. I got everything hooked up correctly, I guess, and it seems like it's doing pretty good. It starts right up. And it idles and runs good. I won't know for sure until I take it out for a test drive, because you guys know what it's like. It may run good sitting here revving and idling and stuff, but you don't really know until you put it under load and get it out on the road and try it out real good. But I'm going to press on. I got a few other things I need to do. Like I said, I may have to retune this just a little bit. It's running good, it really is, but it just seems like it needs a little bit of tweaking here or there, so I may do that. I still need to put a front tire on it and rebuild the front forks. I don't know what I'm going to do next, but at least it's running. That's a big deal. This was the problem in the CDI. Personally, I think what happened was the regulator rectifier was failing, and it was overloading the system with voltage, overloaded the CDI and burnt the CDI up. Once I replaced the CDI, then I could see that it was smoking from here, from the regulator rectifier, and I knew that was a problem. And fortunately, I caught it before it burned up our new CDI. So I think the original problem to this was probably in the regulator rectifier, because now I have it rectified because it's running good and it's charging almost perfectly, actually. So I can't complain. Anyway, I don't want to rattle on. I got a few other things I want to do. And the next video, I'll probably be taking the front wheel off. And no, I'll probably be doing the recovering of the seat next. And then I'll be taking the front wheel off. Okay, that's all I have for you today. Appreciate you coming along and watching. And it's good news. Things are looking up. See you on the next one.